Yo, 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 welcome to another edition of Smart Chat, July 4th. And I want to do something a little bit different. I want to go travel back in time. July 4th, 1939. And if you're a diehard sports fan, you probably know what this is in reference to. If you don't, let me explain. Let me give you my thoughts, my opinions. Iron Horse is someone who gives it their all, day in and day out. The Iron Horse never stops until he's unable to go any further. The Iron Horse is a man who does what he does for the people around him that make life possible. And that man is Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig played in back of the greatest baseball players of all time, Babe Ruth. And odds are likely, and it's kind of true, he was foreshadowed because he had Babe Ruth on his team. But without a doubt, when those two joined forces, they were part of the greatest team, at least in baseball, the 1927 Yankees. Now, on July 4th, 1939, he gave a farewell speech. And this speech was very successful, looking back on it, because he gained the attention and emotions of his audience. He also helped solidify baseball as America's pastime while showing his appreciation for the people around him. Being able to give a speech as he did, knowing that his life would end very shortly, is very courageous. Takes a lot of courage. He illustrated that he played the game for the love of it, not for personal benefits. He reached out to the fans, and with the time that we're in now, that's something that's really overlooked in the game at this day and age. Brief look. Unbelievable stats that Gehrig put up. He won the MVP twice, 1927 and 1936. The All-Star Game was created in 1933, and from 1933 on until he retired, which would be 1939, he was in the All-Star Game every year. He had arguably one of the best seasons ever in baseball when he won the Triple Crown in 1934. He hit .363, 49 home runs, and 165 runs driven in. Keep in mind, I'm referring to the time in the early days, 49 home runs, 165 runs batted in. That's something that you don't see nowadays. And you have to keep in mind too that baseball had a lot less games than it did. Baseball back then had a lot less games than there is now. Gehrig, career batting average of .340, 493 home runs, and 632 rather, slugging percentage ranks him greats. Not to mention, he had a .991 fielding percentage. So usually in this day and age of baseball, it's either you don't have both of the skills. You either have one or the other. Hitting, if you have hitting, you don't have defense, and vice versa. This guy had it all. 1939, April was the last time he played for a game. That's when he was diagnosed, which is the disease now known as Lou Gehrig's. The disease basically is where you lose all control of your muscles, it weakens your muscles. July 4th, 1939, when he made that address, that speech, it began something. It began like this. Fans, for the past 2 weeks, you have been reading about a bad break I got. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. This is what Lou Gehrig opened up to all the Yankee fans faithful out there. The word that sticks out, in my opinion, is the line, fans. He went out there each and every day for the people sitting in the stands. He gave it all on every play. Now, something also to note too, at that point, in that time, you had to wait a year before you were inducted into a Hall of Fame. They made an exception for Gehrig. He not only was put into the Hall of Fame when he retired on that day, he was put into the Hall of Fame. His number 4 was also retired. Fans, for the past 2 weeks, you have been reading about a bad break I got. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Greatest player, one of the greatest players of all time. Too bad his career was so short and his life was taken away so quickly. So this is something different I wanted to do today. Leave me your thoughts, your questions, your comments. All my information is found below. And until next time.